Hi everyone and welcome to day 3 of our ARM Tech Talks live from Las Vegas and CES. I'm your host Tobias McBride, and all week, together with some awesome ARM partners, I'm going to be bringing you some of the incredible ARM innovations and demos at this incredible show from our ecosystem. The ARM Tech Talk series really is the place for you to discover the latest trends, technologies and best practices from the ARM ecosystem. So welcome back and thank you so much for joining us. You know, as you look at CES this week, it's been a packed show with so many ARM partners here. Have a look at all the innovations being unveiled at CES and ask yourself the question, is this built on ARM? Because the answer is almost certainly yes. And if you want to find out more about our ARM Tech Talk series, just head to arm.com/Tech Talks to see what we've got coming up, not just for the rest of this week, but actually we have a weekly series that runs outside of this show. So do check that out. As I said, we've had a really busy week. We've heard about some great innovations in the tablet space and some really great innovations in AI from Lenovo, as well as a big focus from us on automotive with RTI, Green Hill Software, and Tata Technologies. And actually, we're going to stay with that automotive theme today, because today we're at Tier 4's booth. And I'm thrilled today to be joined by CJ, who's Tier 4's North America President. Great to have you, CJ.
Thank
you so much for coming. How's CES going?
It's an amazing show this year for us. We've got lots of technology and solutions for autonomous driving based on Autoware here on display. And what we're going to be showing today is some of the amazing work that we're doing on open architectures, leveraging SoAFEE, developing Autoware in a SoAFEE framework for the future software-defined vehicles that will have autonomous driving capability.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited. We'll get to the demo in just a sec. But why don't you tell us a bit more? I'm sure loads of people joining us have heard about Tier 4. But for those who haven't, tell us a bit more about Tier 4, what you guys do, as well as, of course, how you use ARM technology.
Right. So Tier 4 is one of the founding members of the Autoware Foundation. In fact, the founder of Tier 4 originally created Autoware as a project at Nagoya University. It was released into open source, and we've developed a very broad community around using the open source AD software in many different types of autonomous driving applications. You'll find Autoware in small delivery robots, shuttle buses, robo-taxis, now starting to go into things like autonomous trucking. And really, that's the power of the open source platform. It's something that can be easily integrated into many different types of vehicles. The ecosystem can innovate and customize the autonomous stack. And the SoAFEE open architecture framework is just unleashing the power of the open source AD software, allowing us to really look at how to optimize it and integrate it into the next generation software-defined vehicles. So one of the things that you're going to be seeing today is a demonstration of the Autoware Open AD Kit, which is the collaboration between SoAFEE and Autoware Foundation. It's something where we've worked very closely with the team from ARM, and you're actually going to see Autoware in the SoAFEE framework running on an ARM processor. And we're integrating that with the cloud development platform that Tier 4 has developed that enables us to tailor, customize, verify the functionality of the AD software in all of these different operational design domains and vehicle configurations. So it's really showing the unleashing the power of cloud native development, shift left development methodology that will allow the ecosystem to verify software before the vehicle hardware platforms even become available. And over the next year, you're going to see even more amazing capabilities come out of this Open AD Kit platform coming through our relationship with ARM. So we're very excited about what we're showing today.
Absolutely, yeah, really, really excited. As you mentioned, that cloud switch, that cloud native development story is something we're going to talk about a lot with this demo. It's something we're seeing a lot with, the advancements as we get towards this software-defined vehicle future. So we're really, really excited to show this off a bit today. And you did talk about SoAFEE in there, of course, and it's great to, we had a really great SoAFEE reception here last night on your booth. So thank you again for hosting on behalf of all the SoAFEE partners. I'd love to talk to you a bit more about SoAFEE. How's it going for you? How's 2024 looking?
Yeah, SoAFEE has been an amazing collaboration for us between Autoware Foundation and SoAFEE. In fact, Autoware was actually one of the first blueprints that was implemented on the SoAFEE framework. And really, the power of Autoware, because of the fact that it is a cutting edge technology. There's high performance compute requirements when you take a look at the perception functionality that you need for autonomous driving, or the safety critical functionality that you need for planning and control, emergency response maneuvers, minimum risk maneuvers. So it really leverages the power of SoAFEE in bringing heterogeneous compute architectures into the software-defined vehicle, and Autoware as an application leverages all of those capabilities of the SoAFEE framework. And really, we're proud to be one of the leading applications and partners that really advances the SoAFEE technology and showcases the capability of the SoAFEE platform. So,
absolutely. No, it's really great to see that. I'm really excited to show off the blueprint, and all the work you've been doing. The blueprint's been great. So thank you so much, CJ. Well, for the demo, we're going to hand over to someone else, actually. So thank you so much again. We've got a packed tier 4 booth. So actually, we're going to hand over to someone else who's going to show off the demo today. For that, let me introduce Casper, who's going to just walk on the screen just now while we change microphones. Casper, thank you so much for joining us for today's ARM Tech Talk. Why don't you just quickly introduce yourself before you take it away with the ARM demo today?
Absolutely. My name's Casper. I work at ARM. I'm an autonomous drive solution engineer, and I'm here today to present a demo that's a broad collaboration between many consortia and companies.
Brilliant. All right, well, let's have a look at this demo. Before we do that, let's just switch cameras to our mobile roaming camera. Let's do that right now. There we go. We are now live with our mobile camera. So why don't, Casper, why don't you talk us through the OpenAD kit demo we've got here and all the great capabilities and functionality we're showing off today?
Yeah. So before we get started, I'm going to start the live demo. I have a recording as well, because you never know.
Well, it is live, right? This is live from CES and a live demo. So I'm sure it will go absolutely swimming. There'll be no problems at all.
So as this is loading, I'm going to jump to the pre-recording here. So let's see. So here we can see 2 vehicles, one on the left, one on the right. This is before and over there update, and this is an after over there update. And we can see that they're behaving different. So in this case here, we're focusing specifically on the planning algorithm in Autoware. So here we can see the vehicles are coming to a complete stop. There's an object in the way, and it does not understand how to maneuver around it. And on the right-hand side, we can see this issue has now been addressed. The vehicle is now able to overtake and then reach its final destination. And so what this demo is showing is everything that's happening in between these 2 steps. So this is the classic CI/CD loop. So you have continuous integration, continuous deployment. And we'll start here in the bottom right corner. We'll see we have an unsatisfactory behavior. The vehicle is not able to overtake. We create a plan, and in the Autoware Foundation, we use GitHub. So we have GitHub discussions, GitHub issues. We go back and forth between all the members in the Autoware Foundation. And then we start developing the code. We build it, we iterate a few times, and all of this is hosted on ARM-based servers, the Graviton from AWS. And once we are, the software has compiled, we put it into a container, and then we take that container and we test it. Because there's not just one scenario, there are thousands of scenarios.
Absolutely.
So right now we're trying to address one specific one, and we don't want to break any other. So we need to test everything as we make a change. And for this, we're using a tool which is called Web Auto. And this is a tool from Tier 4. And it allows you to test scenarios at scale in the cloud. So instead of running it sequentially, you run it in parallel. And therefore, you can get a lot faster feedback and turnaround time. After we've done this, we now know this container works. We've tested it. It's been built natively on ARM and tested on ARM in the cloud. We move on to the next step, which is the virtual vehicle. So now we want to test the deployment of the planning application. Oh, just 1 second here. Let's jump back to this. So now we want to test the deployment of it, and that's what we call the virtual vehicle validation. So the difference now is that we know that the algorithm is functioning as expected, but we still not sure if it deploys as it's supposed to. And this is where we're using the SoAFEE reference implementation called EWOL. And you can see here it's together with eSync, which provides the over-there update.
Right.
And that's the same operating system that will be running, that is running on the edge device as well. So now we're running on the same ARM architecture in the cloud and on the edge, the same operating system with the same container. So this gives us confidence that the deployment will work in our final edge deployment. So once we're happy with this here, we release the container and push it into our GitHub container registry. And then we go to the final edge deployment. And we are using the same over-there update service, which is called eSync Server, and it's from Excel 4. And this allows us to take the container and push it to the edge device exactly in the same way as we push it to the virtual vehicle in the cloud. And this edge device, in this case, we can take a look over here. It's the Ampere Ultra developer platform from AD-Link. It's a Neoverse N1 core from ARM, high-performance server chip, and slots for PCIe, so you can prototype and such. It's a great development and prototyping machine. And then this brings us back to this video here. So now that we've completed the infinity loop, the CI/CD loop, we've now gone from this deployment to this deployment, seamlessly using all these cloud tools, deploying it to the edge device with confidence.
Amazing.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the live version of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's see the Arvis window here. Yeah. So, it's already run. Unfortunately,
We missed it.
We missed it. I talked a bit too much. So we can see the vehicle here has come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
Which is the before behavior, before the over-there update.
Yeah.
And what's really nice about this demo is that we are 6 or 7 companies collaborating together, and this is what SoAFEE allows for.
It really
So
does.
because we have decided on standards and way to deploy the software, it's really easy to just plug your own software in. And then that's the Autoware Foundation and the eSync Alliance who provide the over-there update. So
No, it's a true industry collaboration. So
definitely, yeah.
awesome, thank you. And if people want to find out more about this, right? This looks really great. People want to find out more. Where can they check this out? Where can they go to find some resources? Play around with it, download, access resources and documentation and such like.
Yeah. So for things regarding SoAFEE, SoAFEE.io.
Yep.
Otherwise, Autoware Foundation. It's a great starting point. And then specifically OpenAD-Kit, because in OpenAD-Kit, just gonna pause this here. Because in OpenAD-Kit is where we do the actual technical work. And then the eSync Alliance as well for the over-there update, that would be through Excel 4. We'll work with that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is a great demo, really showing off the capabilities of, those ARM processors, the capabilities in the cloud to edge native deployment and development. So thank you. And this great SoAFEE and Tier 4 and Autoware collaboration.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having me, Tobias.
No worries. Yeah. Well, as I say, it's going to be a packed booth. Let me switch cameras again and we'll head on over to our main camera. There we go. We'll head over to our main camera. And as I say, we've got this really great cloud native story that you can develop in the cloud. You can use ARM server Neoverse based cores, deploy to the edge with that same architecture. Really great story here with SoAFEE, OpenAD-Kit blueprint, loads of resources for you to access, as Casper mentioned. So now we're going to hand over to another member. As I said, the Tier 4 booth is packed, so we've got a lot of people talking to us today. I'm delighted to be joined by Samit Kutuk, who's joining us from as board member of the Autoware Foundation. So great you could join us. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Tobias.
So this is great, right? But where do you see this going forward into the future? And there's some really great stuff on the booth, but where do you see this going forward? What excites you most about where this could go?
I mean, OpenAD-Kit is as CJ mentioned, it's the first blueprint of SoAFEE, and we are at the epicenter of the SDV transformation now. We're working with a lot of stakeholders in the SDV, and actually OpenAD-Kit demos has been demoed in various conferences and symposiums and trade shows like this, and it usually has been on this kind of like bench setups. But the 2024, we are hoping this will be the implementation year for OpenAD-Kit, and we are hoping to see OpenAD-Kit actually powering rolling vehicles.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so Autoware Foundation has really a very widespread presence across all continents. So we have presence in Taiwan, in Korea, US, Europe. So we are looking forward to having a lot of conferences and everything. I'm a board member at Autoware Foundation, but I'm also chairing the marketing and go-to-market work group.
Brilliant.
So
Okay.
we are having a lot of events, and 2024 will be packed up.
I can imagine. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. You know, it's really great to see that with, you know, this collaboration, as I mentioned, the involvement of SoAFEE and these ARM-based chips, you know, that DNA ARM has in powerful but power-efficient chip design, not just for automotive, but a whole bunch of sectors, is really helping make these capabilities sing. So thank you. It's really great to see. I'm super excited for 2024. I can't wait to see this kind of stuff on the road and demos of that. So thank you so much for that. And, you know, any final thoughts you want to add before we wrap up for today's ARM Tech Talk for the audience?
I mean, OpenADKit Working Group is bringing a lot of people together. And when I did the podcast with Robert, he said OpenADKit was the poster child of the STV. So,
well, Robert is a celebrity, so it's great to have him on a podcast. So it's great he's been featured in that.
Absolutely. And also many others from, you know, I did the Casper and also Amazon Web Services. Stefano was a host, was a guest as well.
Yes, we had him in an ARM Tech Talk a few weeks ago, so it was great to see him in that as well.
That's also kind of bringing a lot of attention to the OpenADKit Working Group. So we are seeing a lot of big players are coming in and contributing. And that also explains why Autoware OpenADKit is one of the main driving forces at Autoware. So we'll be focusing on OpenADKit, and we'll bring the SDV world to all Autoware users across the globe.
Thank you. This has been really great. Thank you so much, Samir, Casper, CJ, for an awesome ARM Tech Talk. I really appreciate it. If people want to check out, where is the Tier 4 booth, by the way? People at CES are going, I want to come and see this booth. I want to see this demo. I want to see all the great demos you've got here. Whereabouts are you?
Tier 4 is at LVCC West Hall, 6658. And you can actually see the OpenADKit demos in various places at the CES show floor, including the AWS booth. And also another contributor to the OpenADKit demo, eSync Alliance, has their suites at the Westgate Hotel. You can also see that. We are seeing really a lot of attention for the OpenADKit. So please come in and take a look at the live demos.
There will absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, that about wraps up one of these, another one of these ARM Tech Talks. If you missed any of them, they're all available on the ARM YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these live streams and all of our future ARM Tech Talks. We're not just at CES. We do these every week outside of these major industry and trade shows. So do go and check those out on arm.com/tech talks. Later today, things take a bit more of a reflective tone. We're going to be joined by an amazing influencer, Jeff Geerling, better known as Geerling Guy. And he's going to talk about some of the amazing ARM-based innovations we've seen at the show. It's going to be a really nice reflective wrap-up. So thank you again, Samit, CJ, Casper, the whole team. We'll see you again at 4 p.m. with Jeff and myself live from CES as we start to wrap up this ARM Tech Talk series and bring together all of the amazing ARM-based innovations at CES 2024. We'll see you at 4 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.